Shalom, 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 shalom. First and foremost, giving infinite praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaKodash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaKodash. Giving double honor to our apostles and elders, a great millstone. Shalom, salutation to you, sincere Akims across the four winds, pushing this truth with sincerity of heart, because I'm God from the DC camp. Coming at you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaKodash, to feed the elect out of the nation of Israel. This is going to be real quick. It's prophecy. Things are moving so fast, and us prophets, in order to keep up, we gotta stay on point. We gotta stay on point with prophecy. I mean, at this particular time, there's nothing greater than prophecy. I mean. And this right here, I'm gonna jump right into it. This is out of the DetroitNews.com, and this was dropped about 17 hours ago. So this is about fresh. It says military lands aircraft on closed Michigan highway in test of agility, and this is the first time that the United States military has done exercises like these with actual warplanes on American soil. When I say American soil, I'm talking about citizen soil, because they have army bases where they have army bases on American soil, which they are allowed to do what they got to do according to the Constitution. But what they're doing now, they're actually going to civilian areas and basically getting their pilots trained and ready to have to be in situations where they're going to have to land in hostile places, in places where they've never landed before. Why is that? Because we're going into a time now when you're going to see the American military invade its own people. I mean, this has always been a part of Project Megiddo. That's why you had the whole January 6th. That was a whole setup. That was an FBI setup for Project Megiddo. So now that you have this whole domestic terrorism already installed and established in the minds of the people, and laws have been passed to back up those thoughts. Now it's time for the American military to be prepared to invade and to start basically do what the American military does. Just know the record. You know what the American military does. Wherever they go, they leave death and destruction. All right, and in particular for you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans that are going to rebel against these draconian measures that are getting ready to be passed in a couple of days now. I think we're about a month away, and I also heard that Joe got a speech prepared for something really big to go down in mid-August. So it's a lot that's getting ready to happen. So there's a lot of military exercises going on, man. So let me read this. It says Alpena, the U.S. military shut down a state highway in northeast Michigan on Thursday to test its ability to land aircraft on civilian roads. All right, it says the Michigan National Guard closed a portion of M32 for 5 hours to perform the landing, working with the Michigan Department of Transportation and local organizations. The Guard successfully landed 4 aircraft, including A-10s from the Selfridge Air National Guard base in Harrison Township. Right, because they're going to have to drop these soldiers. They're going to have to drop these soldiers in these cities. Because again, you're gonna have people, setting up roadblocks. So they're gonna set up camps, just like America does when they go. That's the Babylonian way, especially the American military, man. That's what they do. They go, set up highways when they're gonna drop their aircraft, set up camp, and then put soldiers on the ground, and then, like I said, leave a path of death and destruction, man. The judgment of the Lord through Esau, through the Babylonian, aka the American military, is almost ready to go into action. So a lot of you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans that have been playing games, of course the 2/3, your time is coming. For the remaining of the elect that are still out there playing games, it's coming. It's right around the corner now, man. And then with everything that's going on in the Middle East right now, the Middle East is brewing. The Third World War is brewing in the Middle East, and this time Israel is serious about bombing Iran more than ever. Same thing with Iran. They're serious about bombing Israel more than ever. So it's no longer any games now, man. Things are going to get serious real quick. It says the Michigan Air National Guards 127th Wing based in Selfridge worked alongside the Air Force 355th Wing from Arizona and the Air Force Special Operations Command out of Duke Field in Florida to perform the landings. But see, the American people, they're basically sheep ready for the slaughter, and a lot of you Israelites are gonna get caught up in this slaughtering that's getting ready to happen. All right, it says U.S. Air Force Colonel James Rossi said the landing could be the first of its kind in America. Of course, you gotta get ready. You gotta understand, a lot of these military men, a lot of these individuals, man, they're ready to put a lot of their own citizens to death, man. Everything has gotten so political. That's the reason why your boy Joe made sure to purge the military of conservative, individuals that are Trump supporters and all that. So anybody that believes in American sovereignty and the Constitution. If you're a firm believer of the Constitution, you're either out of the military by now or they on their way to get you out of there. You know what I'm saying? Because they only need individuals that will be willing and to take orders to kill their own American citizens. But we've always said this. It's always been prophecy, man. We've been prophesied about this to you Israelites, that it's all in the Bible. Okay, it's all in the Bible. We living in the end times. We living in the time of the deliverance, the destruction of the virgin daughter of Babylon. But before that, you know what I'm saying, like the besiege of Jerusalem once again. And who is Jerusalem? Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. Jerusalem is you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We've said that several times for years. But the thing is, because it didn't happen at the time when we were saying it all these years, you know what I'm saying, Jake just felt like, well, that probably won't be in my generation. Well, when you look around you right now, does it look like things are not going to happen in your generation? So, and Jake always trying to push it away, man. When it's time for judgment and things to get real, Jake always wants to push it away to the next generation. No, you're going to deal with this. Whether you like it, believe it or not, you're going to deal with this. We are that generation that's going to deal with the end times, man, the end of Esau's time. All right. So you either get prepared or you're going to get mauled out here. You're going to get destroyed, man. You're going to get stumped on out here, man. You and your family. All right. So I'm not going to read the whole thing, but you should. I mean, it's all over. I'm not going to say it's all over the news, but it's news. And it's in a lot of articles. All right. Especially the Detroit News, because it happened in Michigan. So now let's get to the precepts. This is Jeremiah chapter 30:6. It says, ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Meaning, is that, do men get pregnant and have labor pains? No. It says, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins? And that posture, when you have your hands on your loins, that means you're scared shitless. All right. Why? Because what's gonna happen is gonna scare. You got a lot of our people, man, in the in the hood and all that. They think they're tough. They kill each other here and there, and they go ahead and do drive-by shootings. You don't know what it's like to be invaded by a military, by an organized, armed to the T with the latest technology, the latest weapon coming at you as a wave, man, as a flood. We haven't experienced that. The last time Jake experienced that, was back in 70 AD. And we got wiped out, man. All right. By Titus. All right. And Vespasian. So it says, ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman travail, and all faces turn into paleness. Right. Hey, man, fear. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. And Jacob's is the representation. It's talking about the Israelites. Okay? It says, but he shall be saved out of it. When it says he, it's talking about the election. The 144,000 and the 1/3 spoken of in the book of Revelation, the 7th chapter. The question that you should be asking yourself, am I a part of it? Well, I'll tell you what, those souls are already sealed. All right? And you will see them by their fruits. You see their works, their mentality. You can't be in this world and still have faith in this world and not get your shit in order and say, well, I'm part. No, you deceiving yourself, man. That means you just in delusion. But the delusion that's been going on in this land for hundreds of years is getting ready to end. Things about to get real, man. Things are getting real across the world. Once you get out of America, everything is getting real. People are rioting. All hell is breaking loose. But there's always been a strong delusion over here because based on total ignorance. But now that delusion, you're going to have to say bye-bye to that delusion and deal with actual reality. Okay? The reality of prophecy. Okay? Evil days. All right? So this is Isaiah chapter 51. Let me see. Isaiah chapter 51 and 9. It says, awake, awake, put on strength, O arm of the Lord. Awake as the Ancient of Days. Nah, that's not the one. That's not the one. There you go. Verse 17. Awake, awake, stand up, O Jerusalem, which has drunk at the hand of the Lord the cup of his fury. Right, we drunk at the hand of the Lord the cup of his fury. That was slavery, man. That was slavery, man. 500 years of slavery. Why? Because we broke his law, statutes, commandments, and most importantly, we didn't have faith on our own God. All right, and now he sacrificed his son to redeem us, you know, set back into his good graces, and you still got the majority of Israelites that do not want to accept the only way out of here, which is his son, Yahushua HaMashiach, whom the world has ignorantly known as Jesus Christ. All right, he's your ticket out of here, man. Without him, man, you're done. You're a dead man walking. All right, it says, thou hast drunken the dregs of the cut of tremble and wrung them out. There's none to guide her among all the sons whom she has brought forth up until now. Because now she's being guided by whom? By the prophets through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shah. You know what I'm saying? So now those sons have risen, you know what I'm saying, to guide Israel, right? In the spirit. Neither is there any that taketh her by the hand of all the sons that she has brought up until now. So that scripture no longer applies because why? The prophets are here now. But for a very long time, Israel didn't have the prophet. He was all asleep. Until the spirit of the Lord came down on, you know, and a man called Abba Bibbins, which we know the reincarnation to be John, the spirit of John the Baptist, and then on out to the teachers, right? And then the old teachers, all to the today our apostles and elders. So, and then all the way to today, to the latest Israelite soul to awaken, you know what I'm saying, as a prophet. So Israel does have sons to guide her in the spirit. But the majority of Israel, they ignore it. They don't want to hearken. So they're going to have to learn the hard way. You know, they're going to have to learn the hard way, man. And when you first come into this gospel, you know, you know, some of your emotions like, oh, man, you know, Jake, let's. But after a while, man, those go out the window. You understand, man, the majority of Israel were always meant to learn the hard way, man. So you don't even, you know, it's like, okay, everybody got their own destiny, man. This is Romans chapter 13 and Romans chapter 13 and 11. It says, and that knowing the time that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believed. All right, so it's happening. The next 2 years, 2.5, 3 years, we could be out of here in the next 2 years, 2.5, 3 years. Seriously, you know what I'm saying? We could really be out of here in the next 2 years. 2023, 2020, you know, I see 2022, I mean, again, I speak as a man, but the way things are going to move, you know what I'm saying, it ain't going to take Esau a whole bunch of years to slaughter Israel, man. All right? It ain't going to take him a whole bunch of years to do that. He's way too advanced and we way too behind. I mean, the average Israelite man is on a beast level, meaning we put so much emphasis on basic things like food, sex, you know, things that are basic, while all the nations have walked past us, man. So we don't stand a chance by ourselves, man. Esau's going to slaughter, you know, say you Negroes, man. He's going to slaughter you Hispanics and you natives, man. You don't stand a chance. You through, man. You still out here trying to figure out how to eat and how to have sex with your own woman. While the nations out here, man, getting ready to fight for the takeover of the entire planet, man. So it says, verse 12, it says, the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness. Let us put on the armor of light, man. So if you're going to be a light, the armor of light, the light is your house shad. So the light exposes, you know what I'm saying, the wickedness, and it enlightens, you know what I'm saying, the men of righteousness. And that's what prophecy is about. We enlighten the men in righteousness to get ready, man. Get your house in order, man. This thing is going down. This thing is going down, man. Verse 13, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envy. Right, all the bullshit that's going on, brothers is beefing and all of this, you know, hey, man, shit happens, you know what I'm saying? We in a wicked society, and we may not see eye to eye all the time, but spiritually, as long as we seeing eye to eye spiritually, man, we put all the bullshit to the side, man, and get ready for this war. You know what I'm saying? And get ready for this war, man. It says, and I'm talking about men that's in this truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta just put the bull, again, not to say you can't correct it, brother, but man, you know, like all the extra bullshit, man, that shit you gotta dig that shit, man. You gotta dig that shit, man, for real, man. You gotta dig that shit, man, and focus on this goal, man. The goal is to prepare ourselves, you know what I'm saying, mentally, spiritually, man, for what's about to come down, man. It's about to be hell out here in these streets, man. Verse 14, it says, but put ye on the Lord, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. You know, so that's what I just said, man. You gotta understand what time you in, man. You know what I'm saying? Like a man, like right now, the man ain't. Yeah, we had time to be prepared. If a man ain't really trying to be prepared right now, man, that's on him. You trying to help him, cool, but you know, you gotta help. You gotta make sure you good. You gotta make sure the brothers that are good are good. But if you got a brother that ain't really, you still out here, you know what I'm saying, like bullshitting, man, come on, man. Come on, man. Esau getting ready to move on the nation of Israel. You still out here bullshitting, man. So guess what? You're going to have to bullshit on your own time, man. All right? So 1 Timothy 5:5, I'm going to end with this. It said, ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not the children of night or darkness, meaning, you know, we're not into the children of wickedness. You know, getting to this super wickedness is going on in America, and also being darkened as far as not enlightened as to what's getting ready to happen, man. All right? Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of this day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love. This is faith and love, man. You wake up in the morning, check the news. You think we doing this for, man? You think we doing this for? We doing this for the elect. We doing this, you know, to please Yahweh Shemel. That's our duty, and we doing it for the elect. And then you see it, you put it out there, man, to warn your people. That's faith and love. You know what I'm saying? The love of Yahweh Shah surpass knowledge. Once I get the knowledge, you pass it to your brother so he can get ready. Because we at war. Whether you know it or not, we been at war. Yeah, we been behind, but it's time. Guess what? Then you got to move at a faster pace to get ready. And the weapons of our warfare is spiritual. It's knowledge first. It's gaining knowledge and gaining confidence and the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shah, because that's what you're going to need in these times, man. None of you ignorant Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are going to get spiritual powers. The most, I ain't giving no spiritual powers to somebody who don't know shit about shit. So you can go ahead and just wreck shit and go against prophecy and turn everything. No, man. All right. It says, verse 8, but let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation. For our power has not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. So the elect are not appointed to get wiped out, but the 2/3 are, though. So for us hopeful elect, hopefully I'll be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, hopefully, you know, we're appointed to be saved by Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, man, whom we worship, whom we dearly worship, man, the captain of our salvation. So with that, I'm going to say, Kal Halam, La Yahweh Shemel Shah, double honors to our apostle, elders, great millstone, shalom, salutation to you, sincere Akims, across the four winds, because I'm a guy from the DC camp, says shalom.